T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Global Watchman News. My name is Lori Swan. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you are in the live chat, we do ask you to keep it family friendly. There will be moderators in there to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by the platforms we're utilizing today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I go live. So, probably wondering why I'm doing this early. Well, I'm doing this early because I have plans tonight, and I want to get some things done around the house before we leave. So I wanted to come on live and really quick go over some things. I kind of touched on it yesterday or last night on the live talking about the Avian flu up in Canada and how it's affecting 24 states down here. And I talked about a few other things. Just so happens, I woke up this morning and I had a alert on my phone pertaining to the avian flu here in Illinois. We're going to get to that in just a moment, but I do want to kind of backpedal a little bit. Last night's show, we talked about the fires that have taken place in a lot of the food production plants, factories. And I was not aware of something else that had been going on within the last week. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. Plane crashes at General Mills facility in Georgia days after airplane crashes into potato processing plant in Idaho. An airplane crashed near the General Mills plant, a global food company, at around 6:45 on Thursday, the April 21st, that was yesterday, in Covington, according to police. Authorities have not provided any further information at this time. The cause of the crash is still unknown. In an eerie case of deja vu last Wednesday, April 13th, at 8:35 a.m., an airplane crashed into the Idaho potato and food processing plant in Hayburn, killing the pilot, according to police. The only person in the plane was the pilot, and he died during the crash. None of the employees at the processing plant were injured. We don't believe in coincidences here. You got to ask yourself, what is going on? Because we've got all of these fires that are taking place across the country in the food processing plants. And you guys remember in Indiana, a month or so ago, one of the Walmart distribution centers caught on fire. It was a huge fire there. Not that would really impact. Let me just tell you that each one of these things alone, the fires, the plane crashes, the fertilizers, the avian flu, all of these things individually would not have an impact. But you put all of these things together, and you can start seeing that a potential problem is being fast-tracked. Let's just put it that way. I gotta be so careful on the words that I use. Let's just put it that way. So we were talking about the avian flu yesterday, and we were talking about how in Canada it was spreading across poultry farms. I'm going to pull up that article. It's the same article I shared with you yesterday. You can find all those links in the description area below in yesterday's video. I will make sure that you get all of these under today's video as well. So here's what we were talking about yesterday. Talking about the avian flu is spreading across Canadian poultry farms. Here's what you need to know. Toronto, a highly contagious strain of bird flu is spreading in farms across North America and killing millions of poultry, but experts say the risk of human transmission remains low. And I called BS on that. We're going to get into that in a few minutes too. Since late last year, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency has identified outbreaks of the H5N1 strain of avian influenza in at least 20 commercial and backyard poultry flocks in Ontario, Alberta, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Several farms have been placed under quarantine. In southwestern Ontario, the CFIA established 2 avian control zones to curb the spread of the flu. In the United States, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention says poultry outbreaks have been reported in 24 states, killing nearly 23 million chickens and birds. All right. It says, however, the origins of this recent wave and outbreak remains unclear. All right, so that's the question is, what's going on there? Make this a little bigger for you guys. So today, like I said, I woke up and I had an alert on my phone for the state of Illinois. And I'm not going to scroll up because it's showing a pride parade, and I really don't want to advertise that on my channel. So I'm not going to scroll up. There's a video up there, like I said, talking about our pride parade coming up a couple weeks, I guess, here in Chicago. But this is from Chicago 5. Bird flu in Illinois 2022, where outbreaks have been detected. Bird feeder warning. Illinois residents are being asked to take down bird feeders and bird baths as a virulent... Hold on a second. Unbelievable. Okay, sorry about that. Illinois residents are asked to take down bird feeders and bird baths as a virulent strain of avian flu spreads across the state. But where have outbreaks been detected, and what more can you do to help? Here's what we know so far. Where have the bird flu outbreaks been reported? According to a map from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, which I do believe I have that map. Give me a second, and I can pull it up right here. Okay. There have been at least 2 known backyard or commercial outbreaks in Illinois so far. Officials also say that a recent mass death event occurred in Cook County with more than 200 birds succumbing to the virus. I live in Cook County, guys, and I don't watch mainstream media news, so I wasn't aware of the situation. Like I said, I mean, I have a thing about watching mainstream media news, as you guys can probably imagine. But I guess we had a mass casualty here in Cook County. One backyard outbreak was reported in Carroll County, affecting a flock sized at 38 non-poultry birds. A second outbreak was reported in McLean County with a flock of 35 non-poultry birds sick, according to the CDC. So non-poultry would be wild birds like our crows, our blackbirds, robins, little finches, and stuff like that. The first reported infections in the state impacted wild Canadian geese on March 10th, according to the Department of Agriculture. Wild bird deaths also occurred in Champaign, Fulton, Sangamon, and Will counties. Okay, so in my area, like I said, I do live in Cook County. And if you look on the map in my area, I live right smack, almost in the middle of a wildlife sanctuary. And I'm actually going to pull it up. Let me put my address. And I will show you where maps. And people pretty much know where I live. It's no secret. Let me pull up the satellite view. Oh, come on, really? Here we go. Let's take this down, take this out, and I'm going to show you where I live. I live smack dab, almost in the middle of wildlife sanctuary. Here's my house right here, this blue dot. That is my house. Over here is all wildlife sanctuaries. Look down here, all this green is protected land. Okay, so here is my house, and I'm going to show you right here, this brown splotch right here is a pond. When you come out of my house, which is down here, and you come up here and you take a left and you come down to the main road, which is right here. This area right here is covered. Literally, we have to honk our horns and wait for the Canadian geese to mosey on off the road so they don't get hit. This area, all in here, is all Canadian geese. At any given time, I can hear them flying over my house, honking away. This is all area that is potentially an area that we could start seeing the die-off of these birds. So when they say Cook County, my ears kind of popped up because, I live so close to, I said, the bird sanctuary. Now, this is what you're to watch for. These are the signs of the avian influenza. This is through the Nebraska Department of Agriculture, but it's the same straight across the board. No warning signs of bird flu, unusual behavior, deaths, restrict access to your property and poultry. This is if you have a farm. Keep it clean, wear clean shoes, clothes, scrub boots, disinfect. And if you visit another farm, you clean and disinfect vehicles and equipment. So this is very, 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 let me repeat that, very contagious. And they're saying that it is no threat to humans, but that's not true. H5N1, here's the CDC. Before we get into the human part of it, this is a CDC that's still talking about birds, detected across the United States, already affected 30 million birds in 29 states, 126 counties, and 218 individual outbreaks. 30 million birds, almost 31 million birds have been affected. Crazy, huh? So I'm going to put all this in the information for you. Now, where is it? Right here. Let's talk to this one first. Bird flu virus infections in humans. Although avian flu viruses usually do not infect people, there have been some rare cases of human infection with this virus. Illnesses in humans from bird flu virus infections have ranged from severity from no infections or mild illness to severe illness as a result of death. Asian lineage H5N1 and highly pathogenic avian influenza lineage H5N1 viruses have been responsible for most human illnesses, which is funny because this is what we're talking about, H5N1. This is the exact strain we're talking about that is infecting these birds here in the United States and Canada. So the H5N1 viruses have been responsible for most human illnesses from bird flu viruses worldwide to date, including the most serious illnesses and illnesses with the highest mortality. I had H1N1 in 2012, December 2012. I thought I was going to die. If I was to get it now, I would, because my health has deteriorated since then with my lupus. It's nothing to joke about. I would say that I was sicker because I think I probably had COVID in January. Don't know. I had something in January. I was sicker with the H1N1 than I was in January with whatever it was that I had. And say that it's not real, well, there was something. It's something, you know. I don't think it's as strong as H1N1 or H5N1. What is his name? I'm going to put a link to the description below of Ice Age Farmer just did a bird flu, the next pandemic, and he talks about all of this. He also talks about what Bill Gates, what he has, what role he has to play in all of this. So I'm going to put all the links in the description area below. Please, guys, pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the birds that are on your property. You might want to take down your bird feeders and your bird baths just as a precaution because this is spreading. Like I said, it's already in 24 states. I put this up again to show you guys where it is. So, this is something that you may want to proactively try to prevent in your area. They're already euthanizing chickens here in the United States and Canada. So that's further going to add to the food shortages and the price hikes goes along with it. So I'm going to put all the links in the description below for you guys. And I will see you back here next time. Until then, remember, eyes open, no fear.